Many in the Shiba Inu community have wished for this day to come sooner rather than later. It feels like a long-awaited turning point. Shiba Inu is now beginning to show indications of improvement after months of seeing the market fluctuate wildly. Things are moving slowly but steadily, and what's really significant is that the big money movers, known as whales, are back in the game. Huge quantities of tokens are changing hands, and the current accumulation might radically alter the market. Surprisingly, there are some who are even daring to revive the once-in-a-lifetime discussion of the 1-cent dream. However, as progress is being made, it no longer appears as insurmountable as it did earlier. What the fuck is going on? I hear you ask. Once again, why are whales bobbing about? How likely is it that Shiba Inu will finally overcome its obstacles and experience a meteoric rise? There is a monumental development taking place behind the scenes, so let's dissect it. This could be the beginning of something truly remarkable, if past events are any indication. Let us begin with the whales. Neither typical transfers nor little changes in wallets characterize today's transactions. Every member of the Shiba Inu community felt the tremors of this tremendous power shift and build-up. Confident, not hesitant, transactions are what we're referring about. Imagine it as a tacit endorsement from the most influential figures in the cryptocurrency industry. Whales don't just show up whenever they want, they think things through, become ready, and then do things with absolute certainty. Even more so at the moment, they seem to be putting a lot of money on Shiba Inu's future. It gets wild from here though. The involvement of the whales is simply one aspect. Recently, the Shiba Inu project has accomplished a number of noteworthy milestones. You can't just ignore these accomplishments. Traders, experts, and long-term holders all take a moment to gather their thoughts in response to these happenings. Could the Shiba Inu be truly resurfacing? As far as I can tell, the answer is yes. Everything is set up for a solid comeback. If this upward trend keeps up, the price zeros could start to disappear one by one. For this very reason, rumors about the 1-cent dream have begun to circulate once more. It may seem ridiculous to some, but in the crypto world, things happen at a rate no one can predict. Technical analysis is providing us with some intriguing signs, so let's move on to the charts. Price action for Shiba Inus is reportedly forming a tight symmetrical triangle, according to one expert. For the uninitiated, this arrangement is analogous to gradually compressing a spring to release its stored energy. That spring will shatter eventually, and the resulting explosion may be catastrophic. According to one analyst, the possible move can be as high as 17 times the present trading range. 17 times. That isn't just background noise. This is not just empty rhetoric. That is the energy of pure technology getting ready to be unleashed. This is the type of configuration that has previously led off meteoric rises in price. Let's circle back to whale activity as those figures are mind-boggling. Wallets possessing more than 1% of the total Shiba Inu supply have significantly increased their purchases during the previous month. Here we're not referring to little gains. This is an accumulation that is hundreds of times more than normal. According to on-chain data, these whales purchased approximately 2 trillion tokens in a single burst, and net flows increased by a factor of nearly 30. The average everyday shopping spree is 3 times smaller than that. There is one thing you can be sure of when accumulation occurs at this size. The wise investors are piling up, and they couldn't be more sure of themselves. You may recall what transpired in early 2023 if you're a longtime member of the Shiba Inu community. What transpired when the whales' activity spiked was astounding. Shiba Inu became famous, and its value increased by a factor of 3 in a short period of time. It appears as though the same circumstances are re-establishing themselves, and history is about to repeat itself. Assuming the upward trend continues, Shiba Inu may be able to regain its prior success from this year, for which the present trading range was already twice as high. Like a jigsaw puzzle, everything is fitting together perfectly. There has been a dramatic change in sentiment, the charts are getting tighter, and whales are buying. There's more to the tale than this. A startling 74% of the Shiba Inu supply is now in the hands of huge wallets, sometimes known as whales, according to new statistics from Into the Block. Thus, a small number of individuals or entities control around 75% of the total Shiba Inu token supply. Additionally, these accounts are not randomly selected. Lots of them are in it for the long haul. Homes where Shiba Inus have been patiently stacked for months, if not years, without a claim. In that case, what are the signs? We can see that the major participants are fully committed. Shiba Inus are not being treated as a coin toss. They're betting on it for the long haul. A risky bet with the potential for huge payoffs in the future. It becomes even more intriguing from this point on. The average trader and retail investor has not jumped back in just yet, so the quiet before the storm, the build-up phase is still ongoing. As the masses slumber, whales make purchases. Retailers will soon catch on to this momentum though, and then the madness will start. By that point, the whales will have positioned themselves well, with their enormous holdings, ready to ride out the next wave of excitement and drive prices further higher. This playbook has been seen before, and it usually results in massive gains. Return to the year 2023. The same thing transpired. Shiba Inu unexpectedly had a 300% surge in a matter of weeks after whales subtly strengthened its positions and heightened its emphasis. Day after day, everything was under control. Others who were quick to pay attention saw the greatest returns, while others who were hesitant chased after the pump. Once again, the same lights are glowing a blazing red. Depending on how quickly you respond, this kind of setup can make or destroy portfolios. When we step back for a second, we can see that the wider crypto market is supporting Shiba Inu's return. Since Shiba Inu is based on the Ethereum network, it stands to reason that it would gain from the current upswing in the price of Ethereum. Shiba Inu usually goes all out whenever Ethereum goes up in price. At the moment, the entire memecoin sector is being lifted by Ethereum's power, with Shiba Inu at the head of the pack. According to CoinMarketCap, Shiba Inu has recently achieved the fabled re-entry into the top 20 cryptocurrencies by market valuation. It dropped out of the top 20 only last week, but it's back, and this time it's not slithering back, it's roaring. Such maneuvers are not haphazard. They show that Shiba Inu is gaining ground rapidly and effectively. Shiba Inu is currently trying to make what traders term an non-zero breakout, according to the charts. That indicates it is attempting to break through a critical resistance level without the support of a large trade volume. Although successful, these types of breakouts seldom lead to even greater runs. Shiba Inu is currently teetering on the brink of a significant psychological price barrier. The location is spot on, but the volume is still lacking. Shiba Inu has made a full recovery from its previous pullback, according to the daily chart. Believers, whales and savvy money are now left behind as the weak hands are shaken out. Analysts are so bullish because of this precise circumstance. Breakouts without volume can fail on occasion, but right now, everything is falling into place. Accumulation, ownership concentration, Ethereum's momentum, and general emotion. If the volume does start to rise, it can set off a chain reaction that brings Shiba Inu to heights we haven't witnessed in a while. This is where the idea of a cent dream resurfaces. The groundwork is being prepared today, but it will take time for everything to come together. There has been an improvement in infrastructure, growth in the community, a change in attitude, and alignment of technical patterns. Everything suggests that Shiba Inu could be preparing for something big, rather than merely recuperating. Keep your eyes peeled. Perhaps we are already witnessing the beginning of the journey to 1 cent. No matter when it occurs, this week, next month, or later in the year, the indicators are there. The whales are aware that Shiba Inu is gaining steam once more. Are you in agreement?